Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Speed Gaming 2 and today's Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. Tonight we have Inverted All Dungeons Keysanity. My name is Radical Sniper 99, and I'll be handling the comms as we watch GFE and Koi race. For this race, we got 16 entrants tonight, so hopefully a good race across the board. Helping out tonight, we have Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna doing the tracking. So if you haven't seen this, Inverted All Dungeons Keysanity. So it's inverted. We're starting in the Dark World. You got to get your Moon Pearl, or else you're a bunny in Light World. All dungeons means you got to beat every dungeon. That's all 3 pendants, all 7 crystals, Aga 1 and Aga 2 before beating the Big Pig. And of course, Keysanity means all the keys, small, big, maps, and compasses are all shuffled into the world. So we've got a lot of things to find. Now we are getting some different starts from GFE and Koi here. GFE looks to be going for a tier 1 pull here on this little statue. And it's just single rupees, while Koi is heading over to the digging game area, gonna take those 20 rupees and actually turn that in at the arrow game. This is a great little skill you want to get if you're gonna learn how to play inverted. This is a great way to make money really early. So, and yep, Koi is going to just go for the 5 target hits. So easily make back your money, and figure Koi will play it a couple of times and then just have plenty of money for the start of this seed. So a lot of changes for inverted though. Knowing all those little intricacies or the tips and tricks of the mode really help. Hopefully we'll get to see a few of those as we go along, but definitely going to be a little bit of a moment. And it does look like we're actually joined by a second comm for tonight. We got Jaxie here with us. Good evening.
Hello.
So yeah, GFE's now on Arrow Game, getting some extra rupees, similar to what Koi had done, but as Koi does the digging game. And we're still waiting to find something. And it's just a compass, but Koi is going to take that. At least, you want to pick up some early resources. When it comes to inverted, we're going to I would hope we're going to get to see a maybe a back of Skull or a middle Skull Woods drop. That's always a good location to kind of get some easy bombs or early magic. But Koi is actually heading to the Dark Lake Hylia shop. This is actually a unique shop in inverted. They put a blue potion there at that shop. So normally I believe that's just a red or a green potion, but for inverted, they actually made that a blue potion since you don't have access to the magic shop.
It's interesting. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of little things to help out.
Yeah. Yeah. And generally speaking, like inverted is, and yep, Koi is getting very much tousled around there and takes to death in the overworld.
Yeah, this is the hard part about inverted always, is just, trying to get through these, and everything is going to do its normal damage. It's not like the game is going to be any nicer to you.
Yep. So, because it's inverted, generally Hype Cape tends to be a little bit more rich with the progression, and considering this is also 80 keys, well, it's also more likely there's progression. There's the lamp, and a bottle, and a glove, and another bottle. Wow, that's actually kind of hype.
Yeah, that glove and lamp are the big 2 here. So we're really looking for a way to get into Light World. That's kind of, I say this with all the kindness in the world for this mode. I love inverted. Making it to Light World is when you hit easy mode, or back to normal is the best way to put it. So, that gives us Death Mountain access, or Dark Death Mountain access. It does mean we'd have to sneak by some really tricky Lionels right now, though. So GFE pulling that pot up, or that rock up there, that is actually a 50-50 bomb drop. And it looks like GFE might be making, so I think we're going to get to see Yeah, we're gonna get to see Bumper Ledge. Oh, GFE eating the Murderdactyl as Koi finds that small key to Palace of Darkness. Luckily, we got fairies.
Yep, I believe 2 fairies.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here, Death Mountain is actually the most complicated area to discuss when it comes to inverted seeds. So what happens is you go up, the entrance here is actually the Death Mountain Ascent Cave that you're used to, but it's still going to put you out on Dark Death Mountain. So what we've done is the portals here are actually flipped. So there is a portal like there is normally. GFE is going to have to go in that portal, then drop down to return the old man in Light World. Now, there are 2 items. Well, you can actually get the item inside of Spectacle Rock, even as a bunny. So there's a chance we will see GFE have to pick that up. As Koi heads into Thieves Town, gets the pod big key. Now, the Ganon's Tower at the top of Dark Death Mountain is no longer Ganon's Tower. It is Aga Tower.
Yes, and Aga Tower is now Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, and the entry requirements have shifted. So that front door of Aga Tower is actually a 7 crystal entry for GT, while GT has no entry requirements for that Aga Tower.
Yeah, and in addition with how inverted works, you actually don't need the cape for Aga to be in logic. All you just need is just simply a sword and a lamp.
Yeah, and well, of course, for this one, because we are having all the fun, we've got the Keysanity, so there are 2 small keys somewhere out there.
Yes. Now, the interesting thing is that, so the cave system in Death Mountain has shifted a little bit, so we actually can't leave Death Mountain, or at least Light Death Mountain from here. If we try to leave through the Death Mountain Descent Cave, it's going to just loop us back around and take us where the Ascent Cave normally would take us out.
So the big piece here, Koi finding the flippers. So the important part there is it does give us East Dark World access. With that glove also in hand, we have access to, we can get into the pod area, we can get Quakefish. We actually can also get into the front of Ice Palace, but without any fire, we can't do anything yet.
Yep, we're going to need Fire Rod or Sword and Bombos if we want to do anything on that front.
And here's the scary part for GFE. Gonna really see what we can get here. There goes the second fairy now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous, but it's kind of... Yeah, and as our tracker, Scrub Ninja Tuna, is pointing out, yeah, the game can 100% say that logically Super Bunny Cave is in logic with just green mail and 3 hearts. I have no idea what that medallion was.
I believe that was Bombos for our Turtle Rock entry. Now, that's not hugely important in this mode. Inverted actually really screws up Turtle Rock. So what you can do in this mode is you can actually mirror to get to most of your Turtle Rock entries, which also means you only need really 1 key or 2 keys to do much in that dungeon. So the big key, and of course 1 small key to get to Trinex, but you can easily get to all the other entries without much else.
Yeah, the mirror is kind of what breaks inverted, so to speak, because you can just get to so many things that way. You can just go into Turtle Rock without needing a medallion. And actually logically you may be required to do that because the big key for Turtle Rock could be in the back now on Laser Bridge.
You could put Cane of Samaria on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
So luckily, or maybe unluckily, with Keysanity, there's a ton more options present in this one, but these are all possibilities. Inverted is quite the complicated mode. You know, we're really looking for that hammer or second glove in Pearl right now. That's when you'll see our runners get a lot more comfy. And Koi playing it a little bit safe here for sure. Gonna go for that fairy right outside the pod area. As we said, you know, all the enemies are really doing 2 hearts of damage minimum for the most part. And GFE dancing around the Gibdos. Really wants to make sure he doesn't take any damage, because that Gibdo in the big key room here could be waiting at the door, and luckily it wasn't. Just for a small key to Palace of Darkness.
That's the first. That's the. Is that his first key or is that his second?
I believe that was his first. He has not done the Village of Outcasts yet. And GFE is actually going to steal this key from the left side of Skull Woods for now. So he wants to check the rest of this front. This does leave him in a slight worry. He will have to find at least one Skullwood small key to get through this seed. And I've definitely seen that make a difference. If those 3 Skullwood small keys are buried, he could have a really tough time being able to get one to kill Mothula, which is required.
Our tracker is hoping that Skull was dependent. It doesn't matter in the long run because this is all dungeons.
I mean, it really, though, it makes the game that much more interesting, because if all of your Skullwood small keys are in GT, technically the Moth is locked behind 3 smalls, so could be really fun.
Yeah, this is not... Yeah, Inverted is not something I typically pair with 80 keys.
Honestly, keys is the best way to play Inverted.
Oh, yeah,
a lot
absolutely.
of people will tell you there's a lot of low percent strats associated with Inverted, and Keysanity helps kind of mitigate those factors. So a lot of people will talk about Mothula Inverted being one of the worst bosses in the game, because all you need to fight Moth is a sword and a fire rod. By putting that Keysanity in there, it just completely fixes that issue. And there's our hook shot.
That's a very nice hook shot indeed.
So yeah, that's probably our progression to get us back over to Hookshot Cave. And yeah, we're starting to really rack up pod smalls.
So yeah, so that's 3 pod smalls, so the back is in logic.
4 is required actually for the back.
I thought it was... Wait a minute, I'm trying to recount pod key logic here. Use 1 for the middle.
1 for the big key door, and then 1 for the way to Helmasaur. There are versions of the lot. I think this... No, you might be right, actually, depending on where our first bow is, of course.
I mean, yours also makes sense, but I think that it would just have to be dependent on where the bow is. Like, if the bow was like Sphere 1, then yeah, it would make sense that 4 keys would put it in logic, but if like the bow is like way later down the line, then yeah, 3 keys make sense. Pod key logic is something that I haven't brushed up on a lot. Fortunately for myself and for everyone else, our runner on the right here, Koi, actually did make a video on pod key logic, and he makes a bunch of other guides.
And
there's the Moon Pearl locked behind 6 pod keys.
So yeah, we're definitely getting a very early set of pod keys based on that find.
Yep, so we're gonna probably be finding all 6 pod keys very early on, because that Moon Pearl is logically locked behind all 6.
Yeah, so we're gonna definitely... I gotta imagine we're gonna see at least something here in Hookshot Cave to kind of put that all into logic.
I think that was GFE. Is that GFE's 3rd or 4th?
That was
his
GFE's
4th. Yeah, so GFE can actually full clear pod out of logic. Oh, well, no, he can't, because no bow and no hammer.
Well, and the interesting thing here with Koi is he actually kind of skipped a couple of locations. You know, we didn't get to see the pyramid, and or at least I don't think we saw the pyramid, and I don't think we saw Quakefish either. So, very curious what we might have there.
I mean, catfish is definitely something that you're gonna probably orphan not as much as we find ether in Hookshot Cave. And we don't get to see the fourth item because Koi's screen is frozen.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did lose Koi for a second there. See if I can figure out if anything major was picked up there. I don't see any major progression items on Koi's tracker. But GFE is going to head over to that pod area while Koi is, I guess, going to check the front of Skull Woods at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else you could do. And GFE is going to go and buy a blue potion.
Yeah, that's that whole addition there is mainly for the fact that you know, if ice or skull is required, how else would you get your magic refill? Dark World is just a little more limited in terms of those options. At least for skull, you kind of have the ability to work with. And I don't know what GFE is working with here.
Oh, it was a CT key. That's important.
Oh yeah, that is definitely important. And kind of that means both chests of Castle Tower are, I think, available.
Yeah, both chests are on logic.
Yeah, technically those ball and chains are killable with bombs. It won't be fun, but it's possible. For a runner's sake, I'm kind of hoping they find a weapon soon.
Yeah, inverted without a weapon is kind of terrible.
I mean, on the plus side, at least we've got hookshot, so we could, you know, stun the ball and chain guards to be somewhat cooperative. But here we go with Quakefish. So GFE is going to hit Quakefish and Pyramid Ledge before heading to Pod.
Okay, small key to Pod. Pod key number 5. Well, I mean, that was probably what that small key was going to be most likely anyway, given our Moon Pearl is locked behind all 6.
Yeah, we knew we were going to find all 6 of these pretty quickly, so this is not a major surprise.
Yeah, so with all of these pod keys, GFE is probably getting a little suspicious. He's probably thinking that, like, there's gonna be something important in pod. Like, my Moon Pearl is probably gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean, he knows there's going to be something there at this point, and what really helps GFE here is that at least having 5 means it is a full clear for him. You know, having the ability to do your hammer yump, he'll get everything this first trip. And I gotta wonder, the fact that he's purchased that potion, is that also to do the camera unlock on Bowlock's side?
I would assume yes. Okay, and yeah, and this is pod key number 6. Our tracker's already updated it.
Oh wait, no, that was
Oh wait,
Swamp.
it's not 6. That's Swamp. Interesting. Oh, GFE has all 6.
I mean, if GFE tracked it that way, I'll trust him.
I mean, I trust not to offend our human tracker, Scruff Ninja Tuna, but I'd probably be more trusting of the trackers that are on stream. Meanwhile, Koi is doing Bomb Aga Tower.
And he gets through it. Nicely done.
He's going to stun the 2 stabby guards, as I like to call them, because they have their swords out like they're going to stab you. And he's going to wait for them to unstun, and then he's going to stun them again and do a second bomb.
Yeah, really nicely done there to get through that for the powder. So not necessarily progression. I was about to say, Koi, you got a key and a lamp. Let's at least see what is in the dark maze.
I'd also like to point out that our stun prize is a full magic.
Yeah, that's a really nice stun prize.
Yeah, for inverted, that's a pretty good stun prize.
And
Just
a
useless
compass. So I gotta believe GFV is going to be the one finding the progression here. I have to assume that Palace of Darkness is going to be loaded with something beyond our Pearl.
So GFE is going to be able to clear everything here except for the boss.
And it looks like he might be setting up to... Yeah, I think the fact that he went through the low pot there tells me there's a good chance he's heading for... Yep, he's going to do the camera unlock glitch here.
Yeah. Koi is heading to Catfish, and he's going to find his 6th pod small very soon.
And there you go. There is the camera unlock from GFE. For that bottle glitch, all you need to do is after you open up that wall, what you want to do is go into the hallway. As you start moving left, use your potion. And then just don't go past the left or past the door entry. Once you get inside, you're able to move over and just, move those mimics until they're all off screen. I'm making it sound so much simpler than it is, but I promise you, it's not too bad of a trick to pick up.
So we found 1 GT small on the right side of pod. So that means our progression's probably going to just be in Harmless Hellway.
Yeah, given we haven't really found anything else, that is really the only location we have left for something major. There's the hookshot, though, for GFE.
I mean, for our runner's sake, I'm hoping that they find a sword. I hope that, I don't want this to be a sword, but I want it to be a sword.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think it can be a sword.
Oh, yeah, right.
Given that we haven't... I think this is our last logical location right now. This has to be something progressive.
Yeah, it's going to be a hammer. Yeah, so it's probably going to be the hammer. It's going to be either hammer or mitts.
So it cannot be the reason it can't be a sword right now is because we don't have 2 Aga Tower smalls. If it was our second if we had 2 Aga Tower smalls, a sword would give us progression, but we are still lacking that. And wait a minute, we're missing something.
What are we missing?
Sorry, I know exactly what we have. We have Light Death Mountain.
Yes.
So this is the hard thing sometimes is that with that hookshot and Pearl, we do have access to Light Death Mountain. This is why Inverted's complicated.
Yeah, it's Light Death Mountain. Yeah, I had to just think about that myself. So GP should probably be heading up to Mountain Cave right now. Yep, there it is.
Now, he might go for Hookshot Cave first real quick.
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah, finish his DDM checks.
Yeah, because like it's Koi got his CT small in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, that was the final chest of Hookshot Cave. Meanwhile, Koi is finishing out the rest of House of Darkness, probably going with the idea that, you know, those 6 keys maybe have something to do with House of Darkness, but he actually got the major prize.
Yeah, that major prize was the Moon Pearl.
And there's that CT small for GFE. We'll see if he checks out Aga Tower. With so few bombs, I wonder if he might just skip that. Or with 10 bombs being his only major weapon, I think he might skip that and just hit DD or Light Death Mountain for now.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I were in his shoes, I'd just go. I would follow. I would go for the dense play. But then again, with this being 80 keys, you're going into 80 keys thinking, okay, I'm gonna just full clear the whole game. Like that is 80 keys in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Aga
he's
Tower,
taking my words and calling me a liar.
I mean, I get it. Aga Tower, 2 chests. You know, you've got the ability to check both of them. You kind of don't want to abandon these.
GV is doing the dinner bell strategy without a sword.
But nice use of the stun of the hookshot to get through these right now.
Oh yeah, just not having boots in general isn't fun.
Well, honestly, without a sword, lack of boots is not the worst thing in the world.
That's true. Koi is making the play like Death Mountain.
Yeah, Koi hadn't checked Spec Rock earlier, so this is definitely just an opportunity to check out Spec Rock. So realistically, our 2 runners are completely even right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of what Inverted does tend to get pretty bottlenecky at the start.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to what happens once we get true Light World access.
Yeah, because as I said earlier, we can't actually leave Light Death Mountain. What does inverted mean? So inverted means that we start in the dark world and certain functionalities vines are switched. So the Moon Pearl, for example, allows us to remain in a link state in the light world. Aga Tower and GT are switched, with Aga Tower now being where GT would normally be, and GT being where Aga Tower normally would be. Aga Tower, you don't need a Master Sword. You just need a Fighter Sword and a lamp. And GT's at the Aga Tower barrier, which is locked behind 7 crystals. There are a bunch of terrain changes to make up for the fact that the mirror now takes you from the light world to the dark world. So you'll see, for example, that the floating island now has a bridge leading to it, to make up that we can't actually get to it with a mirror. And the flute works differently. You still have to activate it in the light world in Kakarika Village, but it only works in the dark world.
Yeah, we'll try to point out all the little things as we go for sure. But yeah, we do have that first sword. We got the big keys to Eastern and GT as well. So yeah, here's that first one Jaxie was mentioning. As Koi exits the Paradox Cave, heads up here, and look at that. We have a bridge, and that's a big key on the floating island.
And Koi gets dead rocked, and he's showing his frustration immensely. With Turtle Rock, as another example, you can actually get to the top of Turtle Rock by climbing on the turtle's tail. That's another instance. My personal favorite instance, though, is the changes made to Cave 45. As Scruff was pointing out, the terrain has changed so that there's a VT inscribed in the grass. That is a third bottle.
So this area of Death Mountain, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. If we had the mirror, you could actually mirror on those ledges to get to the different Turtle Rock locations. Also, there is actually now Mimic Cave is also available.
That is true. Yes, a Mimic Cave. Mimic Cave, you just need a hammer and a Moon Pearl.
The item that really gets the least necessary in this mode as well, that we're so used to requiring for almost every seed, is the Titan's Mitts. They have really no value except for King's Tomb.
Yep, because Smith's Chain is easily broken by just go to the light world, find a good sweet spot, mirror to the dark world, grab the smith, and then mirror back to light world. You don't need mitts for that. So yeah, the mitts really only lock King's Tomb in this mode.
Yeah, it's great. You know, the developers put this little bald patch of grass in right next to the library in light world, and you can use that as your mirror location to get to the smith. And you can do the same while in the light world to get to Purple Chest. So those two common locations, as well as hammer pegs, those locations and items have been completely reworked.
Yeah, that's sort of why the mirror is the mirror is probably a lot more important in inverted. But then again, the mirror is also in general one of the better items in this game.
So we are going through Thieves Town. This really is our only logical progression right now. The fact that we got the big and the small does tell us that blind is in logic right now. So this is our only choice.
Yeah, inverted does tend to be pretty linear at the start.
Yeah, we're really just looking for those mitts or that hammer. That'll really start to give our runners some options to deal with.
Can't we do Agawa's Sword? No, we are missing a CT small.
Yeah, this is a Keysanity seed. So while this, we would hope for other ways into Light World. This is all dungeons, so we will need both CT smalls.
Which, for all we know, CT could be our logical way into the Light World. It would suck, but it would suck. But that could be our logical access.
I mean, 5 heart agate tower is fine, right?
I mean, that's only what, 2 hearts less than a normal NMG run?
I'm sorry.
There's the second CT key, so yep. This is probably looking like an AGA required for Light World access seed.
Why did I even speak it into existence? Why?
If you guys are subscribed to the Speed Gaming main channel, can we get some Speed Comp Curse emote spam in the chat now? Just because the seed is all dungeons doesn't necessarily increase the chance that AGA is going to be required for Light World access.
On the plus side, I mean, that is 2 of our ice rods taken care of. As Koi goes to town on blind, so far on script, very nicely done. And yep, perfectly scripted blind fight for Koi here. And just the compass for Skull Woods and a crystal. So that is our first crystal.
Yep, first crystal of the match at 34-26, I think.
And GFE not far behind, going to work on blind as well. Also keeping the script for those first 2 phases very nicely.
Yeah, I think. Yep,
And
it's an Agassi at this point. Yeah, well, we have flippers.
yeah, remember the big thing here is that the whole idea with the mirror here is it takes us from light world to dark world instead of dark world to light world. So we would still need mirror to get to the dam, or to go between dam and swamp palace. There's no way around that even in this mode.
Yep, so Koi is gonna do things a lot easier, and he's going to just use Ether to freeze the guards, and he's just gonna take them out that way.
I mean, I gotta appreciate Koi using Ether and throwing guards at each other.
Koi isn't liking this as an Agassi. I'm not surprised. I'm going to, when he comes in later for post-race interview, I'm going to ask him why he decided to join this race after the fact that he was so frustrated with that 80 key seed that I gave him the other day. Those of you in his chat will know exactly what I'm talking about.
But both of our runners going through Agate Tower. GFE taking a little bit of extra damage here early. Koi having a little bit better luck so far. But both working through it. I believe GFE still has a potion, or might have purchased a potion a little later, so. And Koi continuing the theme of Ether Medallion and throwing stuff.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Like, more power to you. So how many blue balls are you thinking?
Can we have a nice Aga after how bad the rest of this has already been? Is that too much to ask?
No, it must be 6. It must be 6.
So specific to say it's going to be 6.
That's just the number I've always said when guessing blue balls. I've always said 6. Like there's no there's no story. Like there's oh, that's unfortunate. Like there's no story behind it. It's always been 6.
That's a really rough death for GFE. So
he's clearly frustrated.
Yeah, Koi playing it really safe with Ether Medallion really paid off.
One and a half hearts, though. This shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, I would anticipate Koi's going to have this plenty handled.
First one of these cycles is not ever going to be a blue ball. There's one.
Looks like we lost GFE for just a second, but we are now back on track, so no worries there.
And that looked to be 2. because Koi's speed's also acting up.
And GFE really threading the needle there on those pot throws, waiting for that red guard to get by. But Koi takes down Aga, and there we go. We have Light World access.
Yep, looks to be. I think that was just 2.
Yeah, not the worst Aga.
But not the best.
And yeah, now the world is completely open. So many options.
Yeah, that's kind of. This is kind of like. I have no idea what GFE is doing there, but yeah. So this is kind of where inverted tends to get a little bit boring. So, like, in open 7-7, you know, like. You're getting your Kakariko checks like very early on in the seed, like maybe 3-4 minutes in. We're getting our and we haven't even checked Kakariko yet. And Koi's first thought is to do front of escape, but to be fair, that's because that's what's closest.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I know, you kind of said maybe a little boring, but the thing is that how you route Light World is just miles more interesting than it sounds in this mode as a result.
That's true. That is very true, because
we don't have a way to route around this world.
yeah, like the flute doesn't work in the Light World, so so we're gonna have to be doing a bunch of walking, or until we get the boots, we're gonna be doing a bunch of walking.
Yeah, or real actual Light World access. We're limited by the by that Agatari. Oh man, Koi taking a death on the ball and chain. Did we still have a fairy?
No.
Oh no. Set up for that death warp and really paying the price there. And Koi's going right back in for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're probably not going to be coming back here anytime soon, so, like, what's the harm? Other than we lost a little time. We have all 4 bottles.
Bottle percent achieved. And a small key to Skull Woods. So there's that Skull Woods key we were really hoping to see. So yeah, GFE is just taking care of the uncle's portion before heading into the escape. Gonna clear those same checks as Koi. And for Koi, I mean, this is going to be, clear out the ball and chain here. Then probably do Dark Cross and then hit Uncle. So. And just for $20. So the big key to Hyrule Castle is not shuffled because it's actually an item drop off of an enemy. That is a different rando setting that is not utilized. That is called Key Drop Sanity, where stuff that you actually find in the world that are not just prizes are also shuffled. So like the ball and chain, the keys under pots, stuff like that would be shuffled in that mode. Traditional Keysanity, keys that are dropped by enemies and stuff like that are never shuffled.
And only crazy people play that mode. Hey, 80 key drop sanity is pretty good.
It's pretty agree fun. Until you get into certain dungeons, and then you realize how much worse they become.
Who doesn't want to? Oh, nice bombos. Hey, yeah. We can go do Ice Palace.
I mean, if you want to go into Ice Palace without Hammer right now, be my guest. And no, this will not be an Uncle Skip from Koi. This Death Warp here is going to put him back to the front. Without the Hyrule Castle small key, just no way to do the back, and we have the glove to do the back, so that's why we're kind of just counting on that later.
Yeah.
Now, you might have noticed that little extra entrance to the left of the main castle, or the main Hyrule Castle door. That's actually the Ganon dropdown, or the
Yeah.
Ganon exit.
Yeah, that is the Ganon exit. So you might have also noticed that at the pyramid, that around the exit to the what would normally be vanilla Ganon dropdown, there are a bunch of hammer pegs there. That is to prevent people from going out of logic by doing a Houlihan. Because if you do a Houlihan for some weird reason, if you do a Houlihan and inverted, it spits you out at the pyramid. So we put hammer pegs there to make sure that people don't go out of logic.
Can I just say I've never seen somebody do a Houlihan in inverted?
Oh,
That is news to me, because I'm just used to people always doing arrow game.
Yeah. If you did a Houlihan in inverted, you could just go. You could just go right to the front of the pyramid. But like, where exactly would you Houlihan anyway? Because there's only the only place that you would do it would be Skullwoods, but I don't know how to do a Skullwoods Houlihan. If that's even possible.
I'm sure somebody in this community will tell you that there's a way to do it. They wouldn't have added those pegs if it wasn't possible. And there we go, the ice rod in the back of Escape.
Also, we found the ice rod. So hey, no more ice rod hunts.
Just all the keys and the other items we're missing. Oh, and this is Graveyard Ledge from GFE. Another one of those locations that's mixed up a little bit for inverted here. So as you can see, there's stairs.
Yeah, just random stairs. That sort of thing. Now, given the fact that because this is inverted and we can't save and quit to Sanctuary, Boy is opting to not save and quit like you would normally do in an open seed and just continuing on from there. It's kind of what makes inverted a little bit interesting, is that you route the light world a little bit differently, as Radical Sniper was saying earlier.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of walking. Like, we're going to see the Kakariko play coming up next, which really is the first major point where we can find just tons of items. We are getting that check of Lumberjack, and was that just a map?
Yeah, that was just a map, so we're not going to be going back for that ever. We logically will need that map, because you logically can't complete a dungeon. The game thinks you can't logically complete a dungeon until you have both the map and compass, so logically we do need the boots.
Is that still the case? I've heard mixed things on that front, to be honest.
I have no idea. That's just what I've heard.
I remember hearing that back in the day. I just don't know if that's still the fact. We did get the Meyer Big Key, though, at the mushroom spot. And there's our bow. So this is going to route really nicely. I have to imagine after Koi goes through Kakariko, and then probably even Mini Moldorm Cave to Ice Rod Cave, maybe we get to see, I have to imagine we're seeing Eastern Palace.
Yeah, so you've got the Big Key, you've got a bow, you've got a lamp. There is no reason you don't just go full clear Eastern Palace right now. Although, in Koi's case, he's probably not going to... that's probably the one thing that's not on his mind, just because it is so far away for him.
Yeah, no, this will just be a loop to it eventually. I mean, AD really does mean pretty much full clear. So, really nice, just deliberate pace to go through everything else first.
The key to Skullwoods and Blindset. HC map, and Koi's favorite item, the single arrow.
Now, the one item that we haven't really talked about, we said that the mitts are kind of not valuable in this mode. A different item gained tons of requirement in this is the Book of Medora.
Yes.
So we need to clear Desert Palace because of the all dungeons, and the only way into Desert now is through that front gate or that front door with the book.
Yep, because of mirror functionality has changed. So yeah, book is hard required for this seed. Hey, there's a Master Sword. We got a red meringue.
The better of them.
I am also in agreement with that. And a frozen feed as well. Thank you. And a small key to GT on the bottle vendor.
Another small key to GT there in the chicken hut, and we're going to get to see what we missed out of the rest of the well from GFE here.
Small key to desert, we do need that. And the big key to TR.
Now we do have Bombos to get inside of Turtle Rock. Just missing that Cane of Samaria to do anything.
Well, we may not necessarily even need that Bombos medallion. I mean, we may need it to get into the front, but we know for a fact we won't find the cane there.
So there's that patch of missing grass we were talking about earlier with the library. If you actually mirror there on that left side of the library, you can actually end up right where the smith is.
Yeah, and you could just pick that smith up and then mirror back to the light world. And Koi is going to be coming right up here to check Cave 45, or BT Cave, as I like to affectionately call it, because there's the VT right there.
And more big money, so definitely well worth the time to pick it up right now. With all those flipper checks, we do have access to, well, with the flippers, we have access to Zora, and we do want the money to be able to check that in a single go.
Absolutely. There, Ice Palace.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more options. If you're feeling a little devilish tonight, maybe we got a hammer in the Ice Palace big.
I mean, it's possible. It could happen.
And here we go. Koi is heading over to check Agina and possibly the Desert Ledge. As you see there, were stairs to get to the Bombos tablet, another one of those minor changes. I have to imagine Koi's going to save and quit out of Agina and then head back into Light World through the portal now at the pyramid, as GFE is making the same call.
I feel like they're going to check Checkerboard Cave first, and then they're going to...
Oh, right.
They're going to check Checkerboard into Agina and then save and quit. Or, well, they're going to do that in some number of steps. Whether or not they check Desert Ledge for that item is variable. Yep, so there's the terrain change there. Just bombs, though. Now, once we find the mirror, if we save and quit in the light world, we are going to spawn at the top of Hyrule Castle. And there's another change right there, so we've got a portal right there because we beat Aga 1.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It's another one of those things. You know how you mentioned with the pegs at the pyramid. It doesn't give us. It's not placed at Eastern or at the East Dark World area.
There was actually another. So there's another terrain change that was made, and it's actually a terrain change made to prevent a check from happening out of logic. So at Hyrule Castle, there's a certain spot you can mirror, and if you mirror, you can clip into Pyramid Fairy. You may see this trick done in runs in seeds such as overworld glitches. We've removed the capability to do that trick by placing a tree where you would normally mirror. So you can't do Pyramid Fairy out of logic. You actually need to get the 5-6 crystals.
So we are getting our first little bit of divergence here in Light World, as GFE is going to continue down for Mini Moldorm and probably the Flipper checks, while Koi is into Eastern Palace and gets another Turtle Rock Small. We're starting to get all the Turtle Rock Smalls pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that actually would be Koi's 4th. That was his 3rd? Okay.
As we get, the only real prize out of Mini Moldorm Cave was our shovel, and to call it a prize might be selling it a little too much. So GFE heading up to Lake Hylia Island here. We do have a dock to jump up on.
Yep.
Just
10 arrows. So that's, I believe that is the last major terrain change made in the Light World in Inverted.
I think you're right. Until we find the next one, right?
I think that's all of them.
So just going through some checks now on both sides. Unfortunately, no real major items yet. But GFE is going to continue through these South Shore checks, heading over to Ice Rod Cave, while Koi is working through the dark portion of Eastern Palace. So we're going to get to see that vanilla big key chest before going on to Armos. And just a big 20 out of there, and GFE finds a small key to Hyrule Castle, so all of Hyrule Castle is now in logic. All of the nothing we got from it. It does appear that GFE is heading for Zora, I'm guessing, unless this is a... Yeah, he's heading for Zora now. But all these checks across both runners really turning up dry, surprisingly. We're waiting for that one item to kind of change the fortunes here.
Yeah, I feel like that one item's probably going to be the hammer.
Maybe, I'm thinking maybe Samaria or a mirror.
Yeah, that also makes sense. The mirror, I feel like the mirror unlocks more, so it would probably be the mirror. I mean, mirror unlocks the mire area.
As well as a lot at Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
But we get a small key off of Zora for Skull Woods.
I think across both our runners, we've found all the skull smalls.
And here we go with some new information. Skull Woods are green pendant, and what do we have in Sahashville's closet? Our last medallion, a piece of heart, and another heart container.
Okay, so medallions aren't going to be the problem. So what is the problem then?
I think the problem is we need to head into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think
Or
Ice Palace makes sense.
Maybe it is on this shovel, as GFE is heading for the dig spot.
I mean, regardless if it's on the shovel or not, you were going to check this anyway. A small key. Okay, thanks. That's not helpful in any way.
I've been told, to value every small key, but I cannot lie that when I get any more than one small key, I kind of don't care.
Yeah, I mean, you can already full clear Mire just by picking up the small key in the spike chest room and then just going left.
Yeah, the one small key really does make it more palatable. As we find out, Pod and Ice are our two 5/6 crystals. So the interesting fact there is, really gives us nice access for Hammer and Mirror away from Pyramid Fairy now.
Yeah, I mean, we're running out of things to do, so it may literally just be go to Ice.
I think that's what we're down to, unless I'm really forgetting something on this one.
Yeah, both of our runners are crossing each other's footpaths. Because GFE has already been to Zora and Koi has already been to Eastern.
Yeah, in some ways, this has really turned into a seed of bottlenecks every so often.
Yep.
Down to a bad choice each time. First it was down to Aga Tower after having to do Thieves Town. And now we're down to the next one. It looks like it's going to have to be Ice Palace.
Yeah, which no one wants to do Ice Palace. Especially in inverted.
I mean, at least we got a few more hearts. 6 hearts is not great, but it's something.
It's not great, but it's better than 3. The one thing that's probably turning these runners away from Ice Palace, or making them a little bit like ugh, giving them that ugh feeling, is that they don't got a cane, so we can't do Icebreaker. But it wouldn't matter anyway because we don't got a hammer, so we can't get that one. So we can't get the compass chest.
Honestly, with that one Ice Palace small, I endorse Icebreaker. So it removes the risk a lot, and you still get to maintain the speed of an ice break. So Koi now heading for Mini Moldorm Cave. I believe this is Koi's last of the Light World checks, as GFE is working through the last of his with Eastern Palace. So really, I mean, our runners have done a great job of kind of just, being right there in line with each other at each step of the way. Little bit of an advantage here for Koi, just, I think a big portion of it's just the death that GFE took in Aga Tower.
Yeah, taking a death, especially in a place like Aga Tower, like it's a pretty hefty time loss.
Maybe we get that shovel checked? Or Ice Rod. Sorry, Ice Rod Cave now for Koi.
Yeah, I was thinking, wait a minute, did Koi do the shovel?
I mean, he didn't do the shovel, but because he just got that out of Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, but yeah, he's probably thinking of doing shovel. But I mean, like, who really cares? And there's the Hyrule Castle Small.
Yeah, so as soon as GFE finishes up Armos, he'll be knowing it has to be ice. Question is, what is Koi going to do at this moment? Heading back into Light World, so this might be the shovel.
Yeah.
And I think it's possible to say at this point, GFE might have recovered all the time he had lost. Just based on his own routing of Light World.
Yeah, so at this point here, GFE's actually going to gain a little time off of Koi. Just because Koi is taking time to do the shovel.
Well, GFE did do the shovel. It was just kind of routed in a little more efficiently, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I was getting at.
Oh, wait, I forgot. GFE did not do Saha yet.
Yep, so Koi's gonna save and quit. He's gonna realize, oh, great, just do Ice Palace. And he's going right. He's probably gonna go down afterwards.
Yeah, and I think GFE is about to make the same play, so they might be stocking up. Okay, so Koi's getting some bombs. And a blue potion, so yep. Getting ready for a potentially full clear of Ice Palace on 7 hearts.
Well, we can't full clear because no hammer.
Well, I think I'm with you in saying I think we're about to get a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, the hammer, we do need that hammer. But the hammer is a little less important because, I mean, the hammer's a little less important in inverted. Like, sure, it does give you light world access, but, like Agaloc's Dark World access is inconvenient because, you are locked to the East Dark World, but but Aga locked Light World access is different because you've just got everything. So it kind of makes it to where the only thing the hammer really locks are the hammer locked dungeons. If I'm making any sense.
You are. I would disagree with your sentiment, but you are making sense. I feel like just because we've done most of the Light World or most of the Overworld in both cases, the value of hammer and dungeons is just that much greater at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we've just seen too much of the Overworld for it not to be hammer that really opens this seed.
Looking at these reasonable gentlemen politely disagreeing with each other. Where's the worst spot for hammer? I mean, like, I don't even know at this point. where would be a worse spot for Hammer? It would probably be like locked in, like the worst spot for Hammer and inverted would be locked behind some stupid like fetch chain.
I mean, we could put it on Trinex.
Can Hammer be ped?
We don't know.
Oh my god. So that's a Cane of Samaria.
And that's access to Turtle Rock.
That is not what I was expecting. Please tell me that Koi is just sighing. This is not entrance shuffle. This is inverted.
Yeah, we know where Meyer is. We have not found the flute or the mirror to get in, though, to that area.
The U chest had the cane.
And I believe I think GFE does have the Quake medallion as well, right?
Oh yeah, he had to. Yeah, he has to.
I was gonna say I thought they full cleared everything the same as each other so far.
Okay, Lady Wishy's got my back, saying he is sighing a lot.
Now, Koi is starting at Dark Sanctuary and heading into Dark World. I'm not sure what the play is. Oh, this is going to be the Skullwoods big chest, I think, for Koi. Maybe hoping for a vanilla ice rod? Or a vanilla fire rod, I'm sorry. And GFB
vanilla ice
for...
rod? GFE's heading for... Go on.
Yeah, heading for Turtle Rock, so...
Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with what GFE is doing. I don't know why Koi is going to. Also, this brings up a good point. I think we have every single big key except for Hera, but we don't really need Hera's big key because of Herapot.
And instead, we get the map of Skullwoods.
Koi is just like he's just confused right now. Like I was wondering if his feed froze. But...
No, he was wondering if his feed very
froze.
Displeased with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time where there was a freeze in the movement, and also it wasn't actually the movement that froze. It was just doesn't know where to.
Yeah, Koi is very displeased. How many are in this race? 16 are in this race.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Koi has forgotten something. It's that Turtle Rock is open. You don't need hammer, you don't need mitts. As long as you got the medallion and the sword and Samaria, you can get in the front door of Turtle Rock. So GFE is going to clear as much as possible here.
Oh, Koi is thinking he forgot something. Oh no, he must have forgotten that you can't. I have no idea what he just got there.
Looking at GFE's tracker, I don't see any major changes to his items. So I'm guessing it was nothing.
Yep.
Koi realizing he did not check Graveyard Ledge, unfortunately, but this is not the answer.
Yeah, this is not the answer that he's looking for. It is just a piece of... Yeah, he's stopping there.
Yeah, Koi definitely in a tough spot right now, trying to think through what is the answer. Hopefully remembers Turtle Rock, although we have not seen anything here yet from GFE. And technically, all of this is in Logic right now. All the way up through Laser Bridge is in Logic.
mean, what else can be here? Yeah, Koi is probably thinking.
So GFE is still deciding to steal the Poke Key. We are not going to get to see Lava Island. Maybe we find the 4th TR key, but just going to continue going through. We do see that no new information on that map check from Koi at this point.
Yeah. I am praying that Koi realizes that he can go into Turtle Rock. And I eat my words as Koi has just put in a forfeit.
Yeah, it really, that's a rough go. Definitely a tough one tonight for Koi. You know, you just have one of those moments where everything seems to be going okay, and then you forget one of those items. And yeah, there's really anything that could be the answer here. We're really waiting to find out what it is, but something's going to be on Laser Bridge. Does look like Koi is still just tinkering with the seed, unfortunately, after the forfeit. I do appreciate, you know, him working through it, see what he can figure out, you know, piece some stuff together. But here we go. What do we have on Laser Bridge?
Yeah, Koi is. Yeah, I think Koi. Yeah, Koi is still continuing. Which makes me believe that I think someone was trying to help him, but I couldn't be for sure. Because he's very strict on that. I don't know. I don't have his chat up. I just have this. I just have SG2 in the race room up. I don't think that's why he's forfeited, but it makes sense. Why? If he decides to join for an Ninja Build, we can ask him. And GFE. Oh yeah, he's going to go for the lap chest. Just a 10 bomb pack, and he's gonna hard reset.
So the big find in Turtle Rock is the mirror. Not a whole lot of progression, but it's something. That does, of course, give us Misery Mire fully clearable right now.
Yeah. Someone just said that he forfeited so that he could ask what he missed. Yeah, he missed something and he had no idea, so I think he forfeited so he could ask for help. Which is honorable to know when you have made a mistake. I mean, like I said, I don't normally pair inverted and 80 keys. Yeah, Koi is not big on inverted. I actually don't know why. he decided to join in. But I mean, power to him. I mean, he's a great guy. FG, that is only in basic. If in advanced placement, if you have access to laser bridge is in logic. Also, I completely neglected to acknowledge that. Did we find the mirror on laser bridge?
Yes, we did.
Of course we did.
Yeah, it was that was the annoying find there. The trickle continues. And yeah, the logic's a little different for entrance as well, so. But it's currently a little bit behind. I think Cross Keys is still on V30 for logic. But GFE into Misery Mire. I mean, we're still looking for a ton to finish this seed, unfortunately. Just not a lot of options as we find the big key to Tower of Hera. Luckily, that doesn't really help us right now. To actually get into Tower of Hera, we do need the hammer, as Koi takes a death in the dark maze of Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, was only down at 1 heart. So, gonna have to go back through it again.
Yep, as our tracker's pointing out, we have all the big keys now on GFE's side.
Yeah, as we are now over an hour 20 into the race, just want to again, shout out our runners, GFE and Koi, putting on a great show. I know it's unfortunate that Koi has submitted a forfeit, just given that he was stuck, but is going to at least play out the seed as far as he can. I think at least to kind of keep an interesting back and forth with him and GFE. So really appreciate that. Also, shout outs to our tracker, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, and then, of course, to my co-com tonight, Jaxie.
Yep. And also shout outs to my co-commentator, Radical Sniper 99.
This, of course, is the Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. It is inverted all dungeons Keysanity. This is not one of the modes for the upcoming season of the Link to the Past Randomizer League, but definitely one of the a more fun mode, at least for some people.
I mean, there wasn't even a Sahasrabot preset generated for this. We had to generate it from the website. Sinak, if you watch this back, you're gonna need to make an inverted 80 keys preset. Why is Koi running to forfeit? Because he wants to finish out the seed.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's one of those moments where Koi volunteering to join us on the restream as we hit the silver arrows out of the Mire Big Chest. Koi having joined the restream tonight, realizing, he was completely stuck, had no idea where his progression was. And even with that happening, deciding, you know what, I should try to at least, I want to stay in at least a bit. So he decided to hang and run some more, which really is appreciated. Really tough when we do these Keysanity modes and can only get really 2 runners on the stream.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So I would not be surprised, gonna run probably as long as GFE is still in this race.
Yeah, I think Koi's gonna finish out the seed. I think the only reason he had to forfeit was so that he could ask for help, because he didn't realize that TR was in logic. Also, we completely ignored the fact that we found the mitts, because the mitts honestly don't do anything for us right now. Like, the only thing that the mitts give us are in a joint connection with the boots in King's Tomb.
Yeah, this will make our routing a little bit better, but that's about it. Minor convenience. And here is your reminder that silver arrows and vitreous do not mix. As we get another crystal, but our only item was the mitts.
If so, where is our progression?
Yeah,
Could it be swamp?
As our tracker points out, Smith Chain, here we come.
Yeah, it could be Smith Chain. Koi, you can rescind a forfeit, but I don't know why you would rescind a forfeit. So Koi forfeited because he forgot that Turtle Rock was in logic. He forgot that Turtle Rock was, in fact, in logic, with the equipment he had. And also, yeah, our tracker pointing out, so he asked chat for assistance, so that is why he had to put in a forfeit.
Yeah, he thought about it on his end for, I would say he sat on the file select screen or on the that area for a good minute thinking about it, really was trying to figure it out, and then just kind of realized he has no idea where it was and said, you know what, I'll forfeit. And then he asked his chat for help, and at that point, he knows by rule he can't rescind that forfeit. And there's that mirror over to Jeremiah.
Yep, and now we're going to bring the Smith back to his home from which he came.
And there's the
hammer. Gross seed. The Smiths had a spare one, so they lended GFE his hammer.
It took a while, but we finally got progression again.
And yeah, we're just gonna do hammer pegs and purple chest right here.
Yeah, and then probably bring that down all the way to Swamp Palace. This is really just going to turn into clear dungeons. Yep. Hopefully stay off the mountain for a bit. Maybe find Fire Rod before going back up the mountain. Yeah, as our tracker, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna points out, the logic of this seed. So just to kind of give you an idea of how bad this is, And to call it bad is maybe being kind. You had to go into you had to find all 6 Palace of Darkness small keys to get your pearl. With that, you would get into also your hook shot. Logically, you can then go to Death Mountain, where we were able to get our first sword and our some stuff for Thieves Town. That brought us to Thieves Town to get our second Castle Tower small key. To go clear Castle Tower to bring us into Light World. Light World was almost a whole lot of nothing until eventually we found our way to get the well, actually we had ways in. We just had to go into Ice Palace, it turned out, to get the Cane of Samaria, to head up to Turtle Rock to get our mirror, to then get Jeremiah to get our hammer.
TLDR, seed sucks. And also screw pod key logic.
Yeah, definitely the most simplified pod key logic seed you will ever see. Here's all the pod smalls. You don't have to worry.
Here are all the pod smalls by Sphere 2. Have fun. Here's your Moon Pearl. Oh, by the way, it's an Aga seed.
Now, GFE into Swamp Palace, so we are, as we said, this is going to be the time where he just starts really focusing on dungeons. In terms of what we still need for Go Mode, we need the Fire Rod, we need the book. And
book.
Yeah, I think it's just book and Fire Rod.
Looking at our trackers, yep. Oh yeah, and also go do the Ice Palace bomb jump for the Cane of Samaria.
I mean, we didn't need to do the Ice Palace bomb jump. It was just it was planning just in case maybe you got Hammer and wanted to beat Cold Stare.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you're down to your last location, I mean, of course you're probably going to do Ice Palace bomb jump, because what if it is the Hammer?
Exactly.
And the progression is on Cold Stare, yeah.
These are all possible, if not unlikely.
Logic, everyone!
Trying to parse keys logic, very difficult.
And this is why it's getting completely revamped for version 32.
I will say, when they were prepping for this seed and everything and getting everything set up, there was jokes about this being a Plando seed, and as you can see, it doesn't take much to make a bad seed. You know, sometimes the bots themselves, the way things roll, are just that much worse. You can't make this stuff.
All it takes is the presence of Professor Renderer. Shout out to him, by the way.
I know Renderer has said in the past he's got that feeling always of rolling bad seeds, but in general, it doesn't take a lot, really. The seed is going to place all those items, and it is not hard for it to just say everything in the worst possible way. But we do have that Temperate Sword on left side. That's our only real prize so far in Swamp Palace. GFE is going to try to clear as much as possible, hoping for go mode.
Yeah. I played an 80 key seed most recently where I had 2 pod keys. I had 2 pod keys. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I have nothing else left, so I'm gonna go open up the vanilla big key chest. It's a 3rd pod key. Backs and logic. Get a mushroom. Get half magic. Get mitts in Spike Cave.
So GFE finding our Fire Shield and the Cape, both not really helping us in this seed. We do have logical access to that Spike Cave you just mentioned, but can't imagine we want to make a mountain trip for now.
Yeah. Yeah, Spike Cave is... I mean, Spike Cave's a little bit easier to access, given the fact that Mountain Cave is literally the spawn point. Like, given that Mountain Cave spawn point is adjusted so that it spawns you at the bottom of Dark Death Mountain. This is all dungeons, so Fire Rod is needed regardless.
But that does raise a scary thought. What if the Fire Rod is in GT?
If TR isn't a crystal, then yeah, Fire Rod can absolutely be in GT.
Because Swamp's another crystal. We are starting to knock down... That's 4 crystals down, and we already know that Pod and Ice are 2 crystals. If Hera's our last crystal, we can actually get into GT right now.
That is gross. And yeah, TR does have a 66% chance of being a pendant.
So GFE heading now to Ice Palace for another crystal. On the plus side, we can Icebreaker this time.
On the bad side, this is a hard required double dip of Ice Palace.
Very much so. You had to get that Samaria to get that mirror.
If Desert is a crystal, if Desert's a crystal, then Book can absolutely be on Ped. Assuming that nothing locking a pendant dungeon is in Desert.
Yeah, we've got some options. I like to say it's never Ped, but man, this seed has just been punishing.
GFE, you're not gonna flip the switch?
I wouldn't actually either. He's got the keys already. And we got Butter
Hey,
Sword.
Butter Sword. Butter Sword's nice. Will we get Butter Sword and Mirror Shield before we get a male upgrade?
I mean, who cares, right? It's 12 hearts, easy.
It's true.
And just to take note, this seed has claimed 2 victims. Koi and another runner have both forfeited on this one, so it's a rough one.
Excellent diver down.
Now, realistically, GFE is going to finish up Ice Palace, and I imagine head to Pod. We might get a Pyramid Fairy check, just because Pyramid Fairy is completely in logic at this point. You know, try to get as much opportunities out of the way to get that Fire Rod before heading back up the mountain to potentially take down Hera.
You don't need the flute. The flute is one of those things that it's nice to have it inverted, but if you've got a mirror, you don't need it. Oh look, a small key we don't care about.
Those poor Meyer small keys.
I try to get excited about finding a Meyer small key, but because even though Meyer is my favorite dungeon in this game, I can never get excited about finding Meyer small keys.
So GFE 5 crystals in, now heading towards Pod for number 6. And then we'll see how a GFE wants to handle the seed after that. So yes, we are still looking for just a Fire Rod and a book for go mode at this point. We have the keys and we have the other items. It's just a question of where's our Fire Rod and where is our book.
I mean, if Desert's a pendant, book can be in GT.
Yeah, we've got quite a few options for this GT question. And it really is just coming down to, do we actually have, are we in GT mode?
Yeah. And honestly, we won't know until we know what our other pendants are.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the map checks. We got the information about Skull Woods from Sahasrahla, but since then we have not seen a map check to find out between Hera, Desert, and TR, which is our last crystal or which is a pendant. But GFE making quick work now of Palace of Darkness, Silver Arrows, Butter Sword, full health. This is just, you know, pure dungeon assault mode.
Yeah, nothing else really reasonable to do other than just go clear dungeons that you're gonna have to clear anyway.
And Koi is, you know, coming in behind there, heading over to Ice Palace now.
Yeah, so he is basically following in GFE's footsteps.
Yeah, it just shows, you know, the seed was fairly linear. Not a lot of opportunities to kind of make a play here or there to kind of take an advantage. It was just, you know, you had to follow the logic very closely and just stick to those choices at all times. And down goes Helmasaur for GFE.
I'm sorry, I blinked. What happened?
There was a sword. There was like attacking and hammering off a mask because we hit the small key to Tower of Hera. That's a fully clearable Tower of Hera now.
Kinda gross.
I mean, at least we haven't been to Hera yet, right? It's not like it's a location we're returning to.
That's true. We can get done. We can get Ether Tab. No, we can't. We don't have a book.
Imagine having a book.
Couldn't be open players. They would just use their fancy flutes and mirrors with their mitts to get into Desert Palace.
And yes, as Incoherent points out, for sure, That is definitely the case. Inverted Hera is like one of the worst dungeons.
Yeah, if you have book, if you've got the book, you want to do the Ether Tablet because inverted Hera sucks to get to.
Now, what I can say is, I just checked GFE's tracker. He does have the map to Desert Palace, so if he wanted to, he could find out at least one of our last dungeons. We don't have a map yet for Hera or Swamp Palace, or Turtle Rock yet, though. And oh, there we go, GFE going after the Mimic Cave play.
Yeah, this makes sense. There's not really another time you can do it.
But only $50, so it looks like Hera is our answer right now. Yeah, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to get to see Hera into probably Spike Cave at this point.
Oh yeah, Light World TR is surrounded by hammer pegs because you technically need hammer pegs to get into TR. So why not? You need hammer pegs to get to the other part of Death Mountain, even though you can just use the lower portal to get to Death Mountain. I don't know. It's really weird design. Yeah, Incoherent explains it. Yeah, that Incoherent explains it pretty well.
Yeah, it's maintaining some of the logic of the quote-unquote normal open mode. And GFE is going right for Hera Basement here. Just going to go with the cutscene. And take a little break.
Let's take a coffee break. I don't actually have coffee, so I'm just drinking lemonade that I have nearby. And yeah, in Inverted all dungeons, 147 Tower of Hera is not weird at all. Because Hera is it's really odd to get to. Just because, like, the only way you can get to Tower of Hera is from going up Dark Death Mountain. Like, that's the only way.
And GFE setting up for Herapot. Very nicely done. I think that might have been one of the newer versions of it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that setup.
So recently, Philistine had found that one. It's a little bit more forgiving. There's that last Turtle Rock. Yeah, Philipot. And there's that map of Turtle Rock. So we'll be able to know full map information after clearing this dungeon. And yeah, as you know, people are saying there's just so many ways to set up a Herapod. So, I think across the board always when it comes to rando is just find the one that works for you. And oh man, Moldorm getting a bit of revenge here today.
Renner 0, Moldorm 1.
And there's the book. And our pendant.
That's so stupid. I mean, that's nice, but very stupid. GFE.
Oh no, GFE skipping the tablet there. It was right there, and that's going to be a really bad one to get back to.
Okay, so that is forever orphaned. That, in GFE's mind, Ether Tablet no longer exists. So, if this is progression, that is the Fire Rod, oh my god, that is gold.
Never punished for GFE there.
I can't say whether or not he took a gamble and skipped Ether Tablet, or if that was just clowning.
I'll bet he just forgot.
Oh yeah, I would assume that he forgot, but there is that chance that he probably was clowning.
So yeah, at this point, GFE is just going to clear out the dungeons left. No reason to not head and do PR now and then just head straight into Desert Palace. Now, the great thing here is GFE is going to jump onto the back of the turtle and pull up this rock, and why not go in the front door of Turtle Rock? Well, we have a much quicker way to get to Laser Bridge at this point. So we head over to here. We're going to jump down as if we were checking some entrances for a cross key seed. And then right here, we can just mirror and be right at Laser Bridge again. The convenience.
Really surprising that we did not need the boots at all this seed.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's not a happy moment for any of our runners.
Yeah, finishing a seed without boots it's kind of a feels bad, man.
Interesting piece here is we could have actually gotten away with not visiting Meyer until we had the book.
Yes, they do have GT Big. There's the last GT Small and our final pendant.
Oh, and we still need to do Skull Woods. I completely forgot Skull existed. And yeah, Fire Rod could have been in GT given the locations, or given our pendant crystal layout.
Well, this was an AGA required seed for Light World access, so it couldn't have been CT Small Go mode. Which technically is a good thing.
Depending on who you ask.
I mean, the CT keys can be in literally any part of the game. Like, any one of those 216 checks, a CT key can be there. And the seed has claimed another victim.
Yeah, this one is not a friendly seed, and I can see a lot of people getting frustrated of all skill levels. So Koi now heading up Tower of Hera. We'll get that book. And down goes the moth for that green pendant for GFE.
Nicely done. We just got Desert Palace and the GT clear away.
Yeah, just gonna have to head into the light world here to get, unfortunately, no flute. Means no quick travel over to that area. As Koi takes down Moldorm. So really starting to just clean up here on both sides.
Yeah, and Koi is going to check that ether tablet. For just a single ruby. Oh! Koi? Alright, you can... Koi? Uh-oh.
And unfortunately, this will look like a GT Fire Rod, given what we know now.
That is womp womp indeed. Koi remembered Ether Tablet at the cost of orphaning Spike Cave, and GFE remembered Spike Cave at the cost of orphaning Ether Tablet, but that it turned out in the end that that wasn't a punishment. Fire Rods and Spike Cave. Oh yeah, Koi's... That is the last thing on Koi's mind. I mean, in GFE's mind, nothing exists because he's in go mode. But to Koi, Spike Cave is Spike Cave is his last location. And there's a mushroom. Ah, man.
Meanwhile, GFE in a GT, with having killed Aga previously, we were able to start on top of the tower, or on top of Hyrule Castle, so really quick travel.
Yes, that's one plus of doing Aga early and inverted, is that you do have that quick access to GT.
There's another piece to this as well. If you're doing an inverted seed and you're still in go mode and going to do a GT, it's actually not punishing to go into GT, climb it first, and then go do the basement afterwards. So like for Koi after this, like it would not be the worst idea to climb the tower, get the checks up on the top done first, and kill Aga 2, and then once you land on the pyramid, go back in and clear the basement.
That is actually pretty good. That's actually a pretty interesting idea. I wonder if Koi will think to do that.
Definitely one of the lesser known little tricks to this mode, but if you're only looking for something at this point, when you're, we're used to the idea that at this point GT is a go mode, but if you're not in that situation, it can be a little bit of a time save.
So GFE did go mode Desert Palace at the cost of skipping Half Magic and the Blue Mail, but GFE is a high skilled enough runner that he doesn't need those things.
I mean, and we got Butter Sword and Silver Sword. So all of the left side of the basement is technically only through Tile Room is on the right side, but the rest of the basement is in Logic. And unfortunately, we just haven't found the boots in this seed, and I don't think we're going to see them unless Koi finds them.
Unless Koi finds them in GT. Boots and post Molten Chest. That would be really funny.
I love the conviction there, but I also saw Scruff also post that the flute was going to be there. So which one of the convenience items is going to be there? You changed your mind.
Well, it's going to be... Boots would be funnier. At GF... where was the fire rod? Oh,
What?
right. Spike Cave. Derp.
So Koi into GT, at least heading into the basement right now. I wonder how much we're going to see. There's the boots. And Koi is going to head in through the basement first. So I had an idea. It's
I'm
not
pretty
happening.
sure Koi... Yeah, Incoherent. I'm pretty sure Koi does know the bomb jump, but I don't think he is electing to do it.
There would be no reason to.
There's the flute too.
Yeah, exactly. As Scruff says, like, why would you look for the Fire Rod or why would you do right side GT when you're looking for Fire Rod? It can't be there, so.
Yeah, like, Koi's literally just looking for a fire rod, so, like, the only place that the fire rod could be in is Tile Room. And it's very likely he's gonna do Tile Room.
But down goes Aga 2 for GFE, so we're going to get that Ganon fight up next. And here we go, GFE facing off with the Big Pig. Asking, why did you not bring me food?
Why did we not bring him food?
I don't know. Ganon's been hanging out down in the pyramid, or down inside of the Hyrule Castle. I don't know. All this time, he was just looking for a snack. I mean, we brought butter.
Yeah, but would you eat a stick of butter for snack?
I mean, I've been told that it's not the butter sword; it's actually the buttered corn sword. So maybe it's a little better than we thought. It's not just butter.
I mean,
look at the sword. I have to admit, it makes sense. Like, if you think that the hilt of the sword, that green hilt, is more like the side or that portion of corn, it kind of works.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. And Koi gets 30 arrows in Ice Armos, which is really funny. And down goes Ganon for GFE.
Yep, just has to cross that 1x3 to finish up this race.
Yep.
And here we go. And
GFE finishes in first place on Restream and fourth place overall with a race time of .gg time of 2:05:56. Get your GGs in the chat.
Rounding out the other runners we had finished so far, we had RD Walsh finish in first place with a 1:51:41. I have to believe that he might have skipped Meyer for a while, because you get that hammer, you can stay out of Meyer for a bit. Furious Magic finishing in second tonight with a 2:04:15. Fry not far behind with a 2:05:07 in third. As we said, GFE in fourth. And then not too far behind, CS Tudor in fifth place with a 2:06:19. We have had a few forfeits, as we said. It's been a pretty brutal seed for people, so no surprises there.
And we are joined in the booth by GFE12. GFE GG's.
Hey, thanks for the GG's. I blame Scruff.
We figured there was a good chance of that. I mean, with the talk early of a Plando, definitely probably gave off that impression. This was probably one of the more evil sets of logic and locations somebody could have come up with.
Yeah,
I regret nothing.
Let me quickly give a shout out to RD Walsh, because you gotta make some bold moves to get that time on this. I mean, I guess technically if you rush Hera and Spike Cave after you get Hammer, maybe that does it.
We were thinking
other checks.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the only skip would have to be not going to Meyer.
Yeah.
Because even if you do Ice and Pod right after getting Hammer, like, I think the big thing is going to going to Smith Chain right after getting that mirror.
I almost chose to do Smith Purple Chest on my way to Meyer, but just Meyer felt like the play. I mean, it's the more dense area, and Smith's so out of the way. But even if I'd gotten that hammer, the only thing I see myself doing with it is going straight to Swamp and then going to Meyer after that. I don't see going straight up to Hera.
Just real quick, by the way, we are also joined by Koi now in the booth. GG's Koi, I just want to say thank you for, continuing to run. I know this was probably a frustrating one for you as well.
Yeah, inverted kind of sucks.
Hey, GG's Koi.
It's just annoying. Inverted's super annoying because the beginning is different and it feels like a different game mode. And then once you get light world access, it's like, oh, it's just a normal seed, except I have to remember 15 things. And I forgot one of those things.
Oh man, which one?
He forgot he forgot about TR. Koi, so 180 keys seed wasn't enough. You had to join this race and play another.
Can I just a second, because y'all mentioning inverted. I want to give a shout out to Sightline hitboxes because they're stupid, and to guards who have eyes on the back of their head.
Sight cones are amazing.
Yes.
Oh, man.
GFE, I have to ask, what happened to Ether Tablet?
I remembered it after I opened the Spy Cave chest, and then I didn't care anymore.
Yeah, so we have to ask, so did you literally forget, or were you clowning?
No, that was I literally forgot.
Is that where the fire rod is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cave. It's in Spy Cave.
I have to say though, Koi, I appreciate the mistake in a sense because we got to find out where Boots and Flute were.
Wait, where were those?
Cannon's
GT.
Tower. Oh my god, I'm doing fucking. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
God
I
damn.
didn't realize he was still hunting that. Sorry, guys. Boy,
This is
there's
a
Koi.
Siege
Sorry,
I'm
guys.
doing
GG
the-
stream.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
don't.
whole
Maybe
room.
don't multitask.
I'm doing torches too, but I forgot I didn't have the fire rod twice.
Honestly, the most shocking thing to me was when Hera dropped a pendant instead of a crystal. Like, I was totally expecting it was going to be Desert Pendant, and then Pendant TR and Skullwoods and Book and Fire Rod were just going to be buried in GT.
So I have to ask there. I mean, I checked your tracker. You did have the map to desert
Yeah.
for a little while. Why not do the map check?
I mean, I was already up on the mountain, I think, when I got it, or at least I was in Dark World and not going back to Light World till I hit the mountain. So I was like, once I finish Hera, then I'll know if that's the last crystal, and if not, then I can check to see if it's Desert or GR. So there was just no real reason in my mind to do it, because I was going to full clear. That's just, I tend to play cautious.
Yeah, the seed was not super nice in the beginning.
What do you mean?
It was nice
we
in that-
got every single key to pod. Every single one.
Did you have all the keys before going?
Yeah, I did.
I went with 2 and then had to go back. Well, I didn't have to go back. I thought maybe going back was going to be the play because I got the 6th key and I'm like, oh wow, that puts more chests in logic than what I did. So even though I got the Moon Pearl on the first trip, I still went back.
I am at least glad that it wasn't bow and hammer in there, and we had to do like 4 Heart Green Mill hammer only Helma. That wouldn't have been too great. Although I guess with bow it wouldn't have been that bad. I don't know. Seed was just awful. So slow.
I'd rather do Helma than Ocular or Cold Stare.
Yeah. I was. And shoutouts to the Ice Palace hammerless dip. Good times.
Yeah,
It's really
hammerless-
ridiculous, the whole sequence to get the mirror.
Yeah, hammerless, Samarialess Ice Palace.
Like even if I hadn't forgot that I had access to TR, I might not have gone there anyway, just because I don't have the mirror, I don't have all 4 keys, I don't have the fire rod. Like, the only thing that really would have changed is I would have spent less time in between finding the cane and going to TR.
If I can never climb Dark Death Mountain again, that'd be great. Just never again. I don't know how many times I made that climb. But I think after I got Thieves Town Big Key, which now I don't even remember specifically where it was. But after I got that,
Like
and I was
East Death
going to-
Mountain.
yeah, and I was going to Thieves Town, I was like, I know what I'm going to find in here. It's going to be the stupid Castle Tower key. That's what it's gonna be.
I said that when I got the sword.
I had actually already gotten the 2 chests in Aga Tower with bombs before I got the sword. So
Yeah, I did too. Yep.
Yeah, I
with
have to
hook-
say-
I wouldn't have done it without hookshot. But
Major shout outs to both of your strategies in getting through Aga Tower there to get those 2 chests with only a hookshot and bombs. Koi, we really enjoyed your ether and throwing guards at each other.
What?
Yes.
Koi took that Aga Tower climb safely and hilariously using ether. It was great. No danger, it felt like the whole time.
Until I got to the catwalk.
Did we have ether then?
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Well, that means I didn't track it, or maybe I should have played it safe too. I didn't track ether until like, I don't know, way into the seed. I realized I had it. And I felt comfy climbing Aga Tower because I had hookshot. You know, I'm not gonna die. And then you're like half an inch from a guard. You shoot the hookshot at the back of his head, and it just doesn't hit. And then you die.
How did you die in Castle Tower?
I died in the second red guard kill room.
I died to the ball and chain guard in Hyrule Castle. If that makes you feel better. I was letting him hit me down to 1 heart so I could death warp with a bomb instead of walking back for the green guard. And yeah, I tanked. I tanked on my last sword swipe, and he got me.
I've never done that. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, definitely a very back and forth race. For the
Well,
most part,
I mean, not really.
No, in all
Because
honesty,
I forfeited like an hour in.
No. In all honesty, even like up to that point, it was really, really close. You pretty much both got to that point at the same time, and you know that's just how inverted can kind of play.
So to anyone watching this, get hyped for Ladder Season 9. I'm gonna have all sorts of this fun.
Oh, is that what this is this is a ladder mode for the season, isn't it?
Yep.
I think maybe they could make a Sahasra Robot preset then.
Yeah, I was surprised at that.
So renderer doesn't have to generate anymore.
I mean, there's an inverted all dungeons randomizer preset. I won't say how.
I love that. I
occurred.
love that preset because the preset description says only Fear Agent would like something like this.
I was gonna say I know GFU well enough to say he likes that one.
I can tell you what actually led to that preset. There was like a little friendly co-op tournament we did last year, and me and P-Train were playing Gamma and Fear, and specifically asked for that clown mode. So that's where that came from.
Ah, interesting.
And shout outs to Gamma actually doing Smith Chain in that seed and getting Mirror out of Hammer Pegs, and that's why we
Ew.
Yeah. Only Gamma when there's progression. Only when there's progression. Oh.
Never
But-
punished, always lucky.
Just beat Gamma Chew. You'll win every seed.
He's free. But shout outs to you guys for the commentary. As slow as the seed felt, I still look forward to seeing what y'all had to say, especially to that Aga Tower death. And GG's again, Koi. That's rough. I mean, if you haven't played Inverted much or in a while, those things get you, especially TR. And shout outs to our tracker. I believe who was that?
That was Scruff.
That was
That
Scruff.
was Gruff. Okay, never mind. No shout outs to tracker.
I'm expecting him to unmute and now start swearing at you.
He's gotta keep it clean. That's G-Man.
He does gotta keep clean.
But
I'm not
anyway.
that mean.
But thanks again, all you guys. Enjoyed it.
There's not really much to say unless Koi wants to hear the commentary of us while he's doing his seed.
Oh, you guys can end the stream. I don't care. The race was over for me a long, long time ago.
Still much appreciated again, Koi, for sticking us out, keeping it so we had 2 events or series of events happening.
Well, it's fun because even if I hadn't screwed up and forgotten TR, I did actually forget Spike Cave too. So didn't matter twice.
So, but I guess that's gonna do it for us tonight. Just a couple of things kind of to go over for what we have coming up. This, of course, is only Monday, and one of these races every day. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. we have standard mode. Wednesday at 11 p.m. we have the this year's SG Live 2021 settings, that modified casual boots. On Thursday at 2 p.m. we have an open 7-7 defeat Ganon, and then on Friday at 9 p.m. we have an open 7-7 fast Ganon. And of course, always this coming Sunday we have the now pretty much regular open weekly 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So lots of opportunities for races here on Speed Gaming.
Yep.
So,
and just to close things out, be sure to follow both of our runners, GFE12 and Koi Stream. Our tracker will post those links in the Twitch chat. You can follow myself and my co-commentator, Radical Sniper 99, as well as our tracker, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Be sure to follow all of the Speed Gaming channels, including Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. You can follow our foreign language channels, Espanol, Francais, Portuguese, and Deutsch, and their second channels as well. You can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Speed Gaming Show. You can go subscribe to our YouTube page. You can join our Discord server at discord.gg/speedgaming. And I believe I've got nothing else here. Anyone have any other comments that they want to make?
I guess that's all for tonight.
Yep. So, for my co-commentator, Radical Sniper 99, and our tracker, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, and our runners, GFE12 and Koi, I've been Jaxie, and this has been a Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race Inverted All Dungeons Keysanity. We will see you next time.